Hey guys, my name is Nick Sivrich. I'm a physical therapist, and I want to go over this week's question of the week. This week's question of the week is about the spine, and it's about a spinal fusion. And I've had this question asked several times, and what is a spinal fusion? And it's a very common procedure done that I see quite frequently. And sometimes that surgery probably could be avoided for multiple reasons, but we won't get into that right now. What this question of the week is primarily focusing on exactly what is spinal fusion. And so basically what happens, we'll take the low back, the lumbar, for instance. What happens is someone normally will have a herniation of their disc, and their disc is just the little fluid-filled sac that is in between each of the bones in the back of the vertebrae, and it's used for cushioning. Well, a lot of times if someone injures themselves, they'll herniate that disc, and basically that'll push out, the fluid will come out, and it'll be pushing down on the spinal cord or nerves, causing pain down the legs. So sometimes they'll go in and just kind of clean up some of that disc. Well, if too much of the disc is gone, or multiple discs are herniated, a fusion has to be done. That's kind of a last resort type of thing. And what happens is basically they'll take bone, sometimes from your hip, they'll also take it from a cadaver, and basically they will clean up inside the vertebrae, and they'll place that bone in there. And in order for it to actually fuse together, they have to put steel rods or steel plates on the sides of those vertebrae with screws to kind of hold it in place, kind of like an inner cast, if you want to call it. And so that means that's so it doesn't move back and forth, because otherwise if those rods weren't in there, the vertebrae would just move constantly every time you flexed forward or backwards or rotate or anything like that. So that kind of holds it in place. So normally that's a healing process of anywhere between, I'd say, 8 to 12 weeks. And usually I'll start seeing patients in that time period. Sometimes before, it just all depends on the protocol of the actual surgeon. But that's kind of the time frame of when I start to see them. And then, that's usually a recovery time. I'll usually see them for probably an additional 3 months after they come and see me. Working on core strengthening. I mean, they cut through those muscles in your back. So we kind of work on those things, as well as functional, different functional activities depending on what type of job that they have. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions about a spinal fusion, you can always contact me, through my website. Also you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. You can email me, whatever. But I hope you got some value out of that. Feel free to contact me, and have a good day, guys. Thanks a lot.